Doki Doki Literature Club is not a game. It is truly an experience unlike anything I've ever experienced before. It is one of the most immersive, disturbing, and downright coolest things I've ever witnessed before. Doki Doki Literature Club is a masterpiece of modern and indie gaming, unlike anything I have ever seen before. I went into this game knowing that it was a psychological horror game, but not really knowing A, what that meant, like in context of the game, and B, not really knowing why. I mean, on the surface, this game looks pretty much like any other weeb trash Japanese dating simulator game. So I went into it interested, but with kind of low expectations, and I really didn't know what to expect. And then I played it. Holy shit. Honestly, I'm still wrapping my head around it because I still don't know what to make of it. It is something so unlike anything that I've ever experienced before that I really don't know how to talk about it here. It's just so unique that I really don't know how to approach this game and talk about it in depth. But I'm sure as hell gonna try. Now, fair warning before I get into the review, there are going to be major spoilers ahead. I implore you, please go play this game and experience it the way I experienced it. Also, another warning, the content of this game is extremely disturbing as it references depression, self-harm, and suicide. Basically, if you're a child, you shouldn't be watching this video, or you especially shouldn't play the game. So, with all that out of the way, sit back, try and relax, and keep an open mind. This is Doki Doki Literature Club.
Can you hear me? Hi, it's me. So you know how I've been like practicing piano and stuff, and not really any good at it yet, like at all. But I wrote you a song, and I was kind of hoping that I could show it to you, because I worked really, really hard on it. So, yeah.
I don't even know how to begin describing what happened in this game. So I'll just start from the beginning. Doki Doki very deceptively has the appearance of a typical Japanese dating simulator, which is further perpetuated by the, cutesy anime art style and the bouncy music and everything's so bright and happy and it's all so cute, but it ain't. In the game you play as the unnamed protagonist, who you do actually get to name yourself. Also, word of advice, try choosing a name that isn't your own. Trust me, it's worth it. As the game starts, your longtime friend, the bubbly Sayori, implores you to join a new club at school and recommends that you join the after-school literature club. You reluctantly go with her, and that's where you meet the three other girls in the game. Shy Yuri, aggressive Natsuki, and popular girl Monika. While at the club, Monika insists that everyone start writing poems to share with the club, and that's where the initial gameplay comes in. It mainly just consists of you going home after each day, choosing random words that you think either Yuri, Natsuki, or Sayori might like, and then showing each of the four girls your poem the next day. And you also read their poem as well. Depending on how you choose to write your poems and spend your time with the girls, you can start becoming closer to one of them, minus Monika, and you can even start developing relationships with them. Again, minus Monika. So as the days go on, you learn that your friend Sayori, who decided not to show up to school one day, has suffered from crippling depression all of her life. After she has a major freak out, you can choose to either tell her that you love her, or you can just remain friends with her. Depending on whatever you choose, Sayori will not show up to school the next day. So you decide to go to her house and check on her as the loving friend or boyfriend, whatever you chose to be, that you are. It's at this point again that I have to strongly encourage everybody watching, please, if you have not played the game yet, do yourself a favor, turn this video off and go play the game. Also, I have to warn everybody again, it's at this point in the game that things get very disturbing, so if you're easily disturbed, I'd just leave now. Okay, everyone that's left, let's keep going. Sayori hangs herself. It's at this point in the game that the game just goes completely off the deep end. Not only is Sayori dead, her literal game file is deleted. She no longer exists in the game. It's at this point that the game just takes a big old turn for the worst. Characters stop acting like themselves, the game glitches in and out, the poems you read become more and more disturbing, and everything just becomes chaos. I don't even want to get into some of the stuff that happens in this game because I truly want you to experience it for yourself. But I will tell you, at one point in the game becomes so meta that Monica, who you find out later has been manipulating the game files and deleting different things and characters in the game so that you end up with her because apparently she's in love with you, she starts addressing you, not your character, you the player. And she can even tell if you're playing the game on Steam or recording the game, and will call you out on that. And in order to beat her, you literally have to go into the game files and manually delete her file to progress through the game. One part of the game, in which Yuri stabs herself in front of you, forces you to save the game, close out of the game, relaunch the game, and then load up the save file to continue through. The game even goes so far as to literally delete itself as soon as you beat it. I can honestly say that I have never been so engaged in a game that I literally couldn't stop playing it and had to play it all in one very long, slightly tedious run through. This game is just so incredibly enthralling. The game makes heavy use of fourth wall breaking, but it isn't just a gimmick, it's a necessary plot device that drives major portions of the game. This is also one of the most disturbing games I have ever played, and that is not an overstatement. A lot of imagery in this game is very unsettling, and some of the dialogue is just downright horrible to read, especially some of the dialogue having to do with self-harm and suicide. At points, I felt so uncomfortable playing the game that I had to get up and leave the room. The game is also incredibly manipulative. The game goes so far as to intentionally give the false hope of choice to the player, only to drag the player further and further down into its hole by sucking away that illusion as fast as possible. I guess if I had to pick out one problem with this game, I guess it's that the beginning takes a really long time to get through, and I understand that it's trying to take its time so that when the game does go fucking berserk on you, it's more startling, but it takes like over 3 hours to get through. I think that's pushing it a little bit. Anyway, that's really all I can talk about in detail, but again, I implore you, if you have not played this game, even after this whole long explanation of the game, go play this game. It is one of the coolest, most engaging, and most unique storytelling experiences I've ever had. You really don't even play this game. Now that I think about it, the only job of the player is to keep clicking the mouse in order to advance the story. The characters aren't even really characters. In a way, the only actual characters in the game are you, the player, and the game itself. I still don't even fully understand what happened, but all I can say is that it kept my attention throughout and it never let go. I'm sorry if this review was really vague or kind of hard to follow, but I can't really think of a good way to describe just how amazing this game is. All I can say, and I know I've said it countless times throughout this video, is you really just need to play it for yourself. Like I said before, it's free and it's on Steam, so no excuse not to play it. With all that said, my final rating for Doki Doki Literature Club is a 9.5 out of 10. The only thing that keeps this game from a 10 out of 10 is the slow-ass beginning, which just takes way too long to get into the game. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to go. I don't know, every time I look over my shoulder, I see Monica behind me. I know it's not actually there, like, but I don't know, well, anyway, sorry, thanks for watching, and, I'll see you.